So Torsion is kind of a corporate umbrella that owns several brands, right? So this is one that we've done fairly recently here. So they had multiple ERP systems, including SAP. They had a Yahoo store, an Amazon store, a 3D cart store, and everything was being managed manually. So it was kind of all over the place, you know, a true spaghetti model. So with Focus Point, I'm going to kind of reiterate the path here. Focus Point talks directly to SAP and vice versa. So if you do have another web store, in this case it's 3D cart, Yahoo, and Amazon, then it's easiest and best if Focus Point brokers all web communication because it has to track all inventory. So imagine the scenario where you're stocking and selling with Amazon, Walmart, Costco, those kind of things. You have your own web store that you're also selling, okay, and you have 100 items left in stock. As that inventory comes down, as soon as it say, you know, you've committed to, you know, 70 or whatever, and then an order on Amazon is just placed for 40, we have to intercept that and ensure that the right inventory is showing up at all times. So rather than have SAP do integrations to every single system, Focus Point is already integrated into most of those third-party resellers, right? So we're doing inventory exchange, order fulfillment, all those type of things. You know, Wayfair is also included in that list as well. Right? So these folks had Yahoo, Amazon, and 3D cart, and we were able to take this and basically put Focus Point as its own store and maintain the integration and communication into the Yahoo store and into the 3D cart store and into Amazon. And now all this flows one direction, basically. So all the orders from the outside systems, these other third-party sellers, all submit their orders now into Focus Point, and then Focus Point in its own store, North Shore Door it's called, it takes now all 4 sources, because it includes its own, and syncs those with SAP. And these folks do a tremendous amount of volume here. So we're talking in the magnitude of thousands of orders per day going into SAP. They've also been able to handle a lot of automation here. So as you can imagine, having that many kind of distinct systems, this presented a major problem, including alternate SKUs. The SKU in Yahoo is not the same SKU as in 3D cart, and Amazon has its own SKU, all for the same part that's stored in their SAP database. So our PIM system, which is basically it's a native adapter within Focus Point, it handles SKU mapping. So it can override pictures, descriptions, SKUs even, and then map them back into SAP on sales order entry. So this is pretty popular, especially with the third-party sales channels, because when it comes to Amazon and Costco, when you're reselling, they have criteria. They're very strict about how many letters and how long the description can be, because on Amazon.com and these other sites, they have so much space for description, and their pictures are supposed to be a certain size, and you have to have the weight information and all this kind of stuff. So Focus Point can be a validation or a checkpoint to make sure all that is done. The other thing, of course, now with us pulling all these sales orders and everything else from these third-party systems, they were able to eliminate their third-party or those additional ERP systems finally, right? And do a real consolidation for all their businesses, because these businesses they bought basically. So these were part of acquisitions. So when you acquire a new company, you acquire, all the good and the bad. And sometimes the bad is another ERP system, right? So through this mechanism, they were able to take a lot of risk out of their business model and finally consolidate everything around SAP.